What is your American dream?
My American dream is one day opening my Fifth Avenue craft couture shop, classy men and women's style. The first African-inspired clothes and accessories on Fifth Avenue. Right in front of Trump Tower.
Successful and free, you know? Yeah, it's all about being successful.
My American dream is to be one of the best known chef there is. Yeah, that's where I want to be now. I want to be known.
And to be the best I can be.
My dream is to be with my family and be able to take care of my family the best way I possibly can. I've had 2 more children since I've come here, and being in the United States has its benefits for my children.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh, there she is. Wow. She is beautiful. Oh, hello, everybody. I didn't see you there. It finally stopped raining in New York City, and since we had a couple of days down, I decided to come to the park and see Lady Liberty. I mean, I do work on an immigration show, and I've never gotten to see the Statue of Liberty. Oh, hello, Lady Liberty. Oh, hello. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Oh, I am so inspired. I had wanted to see the Statue of Liberty since I came to New York in February, and I finally got to on this beautiful day. Anyway, did you miss the last episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, if you did, we had Julie Briskman and Jordan Dirtle Roberts on. Julie is the woman who got in trouble with her job after a photograph of her giving the bird to Donald Trump's motorcade went viral. And Jordan is the man in Montana who worked for the Montana Department of Labor and quit his job after he was being asked to give information about people to ICE. 2 heroes who helped each other through hard times when they lost their job through GoFundMe pages and met on our show. And now Julie Briskman is running for office in Virginia. Go, Julie! You're amazing, and Jordan has become a real advocate for immigrant rights. So go, Jordan, you two rock. And we also showed video of Belgium Kim at the San Gennaro Festival, which was a blast. I went, and I even want to fish, and I gotta tell you, all this water is making me wonder about how he's doing. I hope he's being well taken care of. Ricardo, I'm talking to you. Anyway, man, there's so many boats in the harbor. I've never been on a boat. Maybe I'll ask Brad if he'll take me on a boat ride someday soon. Again, groundhog dreams, groundhog aspirations. I'm gonna go to the park now and see how the squirrels are doing, because you know, they're pretty much my ilk. Okay, everybody, what's on today's show? You'll have to watch and see. Enjoy!
Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday Bradshaw Live, and we got to say hello to Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. My name.
Yay! Oh, look at our reds.
Yes.
Wait,
What are you, like Santa Claus?
It's the exact same red,
God
too.
is dope.
Yeah.
Yes, God is dope.
Mine says nothing.
Yours just says just like a lot of cleavage.
Cleavage.
Yours says cleavage.
Stylish.
Yours says cleavage is dope.
Kim has boobies.
Jonathan is God is dope. And I don't know, what am I saying? I don't know. I'm just a lawyer. My name is Brad Bernstein. Oh my God.
Look at you.
Nobody, what the heck?
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy, I'm a mess. Nobody says anything to me.
Oh no, the mic messed it up.
Damn, that's a damn.
That's a damn.
I mean, we got a whole bunch of handlers here. Can you fix me, Kim?
I absolutely
Thank you very
can,
much. Jonathan, go talk to people.
It would be an honor.
While you
Dang,
fix
I
me.
have ice in my mouth.
That's a damn.
Okay,
What's
guys.
going on? Okay.
Oh, wait,
How you guys doing today? Today is Thursday. We are going to have an amazing show.
Boom.
I just read the rundown. Oh, Brad is back.
I'm back.
Is that better?
I am back. Thank
That
you.
looks way better.
Oh, you gave me the 70s
I
look.
did it
The
above.
70s.
You
I
gave me
did
the
it
70s
above.
look.
70s wing.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
See? You kill it.
I can kill it. I can kill it in any decade. So, by the way, my name is Brad Bernstein, and welcome to Brad Show Live. We missed everybody for the last 2 days. Why? Because it was a Jewish holiday. I'm terribly sorry. But we are back right now. And before we start, I don't understand Jonathan sometimes. We're about 20 seconds off from our show. Literally, we're getting a countdown, okay? We're 20, I'm not making this up. We are 20 seconds from the countdown, and Jilly Bean's in our ear. 20 seconds, guys, your mics are going on. 15 seconds. And then we get like a 10-second countdown in our ear, like we're blasting off in the space shuttle.
Yeah.
At just around 15 seconds, Jonathan turns to me and Belgium Kim. I had the craziest night the other night. I was out all night long. You got to hear this one. And I go, what are you out of your mind? We're about to go on now. He goes, oh, I'll tell you after the show. Right?
What
True or not true?
What a
This is so
tease.
true,
Was
my
that
man.
true or not true?
That was very true.
He gives me like this little tidbit. I'm like, well, I don't know. We're about to go live on the air right now.
Yeah, he looks at you right in the face and he goes, tell me why I didn't get home until 6 a.m. And your mics are on, we're live.
Yes. And I'm like, what?
Perfect.
My bad.
What a tease.
So we will hear maybe on our after pop-up tomorrow. We're gonna have a pop-up tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
We can hear about your adventures as long as they are not X-rated.
No, they weren't.
They were not X-rated.
No.
As long as they are not X-rated, we will hear about Jonathan's adventures tomorrow on our pop-up show only on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to YouTube, we're going to pop up. I'm gonna give you a little hint. Sometime around the 2 to 3 o'clock hour, we're going to be popping up on YouTube tomorrow. Wink, wink. And but the only way to check us on the pop-up is to actually subscribe to YouTube, because we don't know the exact time we're going to pop up, and YouTube will notify you when we do pop up. So please, if you are not subscribed to YouTube, please do so immediately. Meanwhile,
Yes.
Yeah.
Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, the news of the day.
Oh,
We are
what
not
is
going to
it?
start with Donald Trump.
Oh,
Thank God.
There's bigger news?
Bigger news. We're not going to start with anything
Thank
going on with
God.
immigration.
Oh.
There's no hump day news that beats this.
What?
No, this is the news. The biggest. You only see it here, by the way. There's no other newscast where you're going to hear this news.
Okay.
Scoop.
This is the scoop. We're nominated.
Uh,
We are nominated.
Yeah.
So we got nominated by Synopsis Digital Awards, which is a very prestigious magazine. This is no BS thing. This is like real legitimate award thing. And we were nominated for Best Live Series,
Wow.
Best Host, Best New Web Series, Best New Web Series Personality, and Best Daily Web Series, all on digital, all by
That's
Synopsis.
amazing.
5 nominations, our first year out.
Wow.
This is, people have been doing live shows for this award's been around for 6 years. People have been doing live shows for 6 years and still haven't been nominated.
Wow.
And Jonathan and Belgium Kim, I couldn't do it without you and everybody back in the booth and everybody back in the social media room.
Yes.
We all did it together
Yes.
as a team, except Best New Web Series Personality. That's kind of me.
That's all
That's
you.
all you.
That's all you.
That's got to be. But everybody else, every
all
other
you.
award, all the other 4 awards, it was a team.
Do you
It
feel-
was
do you-
it was
do you feel-
definitely a
you-
team
you-
effort.
Do you feel like Cardi B?
Do I feel like Cardi B?
Yeah.
Why? Cardi B first year out.
Yeah, first
Right?
year out, like 50 nominations.
Yeah,
She's like killing it.
Now, I feel more like the Jackson 5 because I got a group here.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
not just.
You're just the lead singer.
I'm just the lead singer,
I like that.
right? But there's a whole group going on here.
It's a doo-wop back here.
Yeah, so the 6th annual Synopsis Digital Awards, it honors the best in online digital content, will take place on Friday, November 9th in New York City, gathering the industry's best and brightest, and we are up for 5 awards.
That's amazing.
We have to get a table, okay? We got to go be dressed up.
Oh.
Okay, we got to get our speech ready.
Get it ready.
Like if we win, what are we going to say?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it yet.
Really?
But I never got an award before.
I feel like
as an adult. As a kid, I got awards,
Right, stars and
like,
stuff.
here, thank you for participating,
Yeah, right.
But, as an adult, I never got an award as a lawyer. You never go to court, and the judge is like, wow, that's amazing. Here's your medal,
Right.
So, this is new for me.
I mean, it's going to be an amazing experience.
Yeah, so I wonder what, they only give you like 45 seconds and then they play the music. So I gotta think fast on my feet.
Yeah.
I could have my, Sally Field moment. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see Sally Field?
What was her moment?
I'm
Field.
crying.
You like me! You really like. You don't remember that?
Yes.
You could definitely do
Right.
that.
Yeah. Or I would Halle Berry it.
What was the
Oh.
Halle
Oh,
Berry
you just
moment?
go up
that's
inside and you're like,
so-
oh my God.
What do you,
Shaking
what, you have a
uncontrollably.
moment from an
The
award?
Halle Berry is definitely.
Halle Berry?
Or you could just like Viola Davis it and just give them the real. Just tell them how much you're making a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's probably going to be a lot of people there that don't really care for immigration as much as we do. So
Right.
You gotta let it be known.
Or if it was on a Wednesday, if it was on a
Don't hump
Friday.
day it.
If it was on a Wednesday, I would just stand up and have a wardrobe malfunction.
Right.
Oh.
Have cutouts on your butt.
Yeah. All of a sudden, like split, and they're like, oh, hello,
You should have Jilly Bean just come up and try to Justin Timberlake your
Yeah.
jacket right off. Just one nipple up on stage.
Or you can prince it, turn around, you got your butt out. Like,
Yeah. There's a lot we could.
Assless chaps.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot we could do, but we got to win something first. We
Right.
haven't
Yeah.
won anything yet.
So a lot of people are asking, how can they help? Is it going to be like
No,
voting?
it's not.
Or is
No,
it...
it's not voting.
Okay.
If we do if we get nominated for a Webby, if we got, and I don't know whether we will or we will not be nominated for a Webby, but if we get nominated for a Webby, that's like the People's Choice Awards, and then people all over the world vote on it.
We would kill that.
We would kill that.
Right.
Our
so,
Brad Squad got our back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
this one is just like some like Mr. Big Guy
Right.
in the back room.
People
that
in a room,
that
yeah.
nobody knows who they are.
Right, right.
Some Mr. Big out there who's voting for us.
Right.
I don't know who it is. I wish I did
need
because
to
I would
find
call him
out.
on the phone.
Right.
All right. But if it's a Webby, and I don't know whether we'll be nominated for a Webby or not. I have no idea. That is. I don't even know when they are.
I know
that's
when the
another
submission
award
is,
show?
but I don't know.
Yeah, it's another award
Hold
show.
on, that I can figure
Right.
out.
That I know is voted on by the people.
We definitely need to do that
Yes.
too.
In the meantime,
Yes.
if we don't say hello to people, they won't vote for us.
That's
I
true.
know.
Right, Molly Loban Martin, Kamisha Theowell, Carol Anderson the Tiger, Natalie Nichols said she's watching and listening, but give me a few minutes to share. Okay, we'll do that.
Wow.
Hello to my favorite groundhog, Sammy. Denisha Castillo says, Marge Higgs coming in there, and Kamisha Theowell. Dawn Harriet, how are you? Who else do we have here? I said Marge Higgs. Burke Madera, Dionne Watson coming in, and Monica Laws. Dornette Bryant says, welcome back, Brad Squad. And who else we have? Jeff Bosey says, hello, one and all. Cece Mitchell saying hello. Natalie Nichols, I said already, right? Everybody's saying, Donna Roden. I haven't seen her name in a while. Chin Carter, how are you? Maybe I saw Donna Roden. Janet Brown. We know Janet?
Janet.
Says, hey, Carol.
I believe we have heard of Janet
We've heard of
before.
Janet Brown before. And Janet Brown says, hi, Dion. Yvonne Steele. Tamika Nelson, I said. Cece Mitchell, I said. Abigail Taylor Watson. Have I said that person? Andreen Spence. Andreen. I haven't said hello to Andreen in a while.
I know,
either.
we
A
haven't
lot of
seen
new
her.
people. I mean, Andreen, I know. Iffy Awana hasn't been around in the last week or so. Where's Iffy been?
That's true. Ify Awana is very like in and out.
Where's
Yeah.
Iffy been?
Watches.
Jella
Yeah.
Shauna. Jella's always there.
Ricardo
And
Henry.
Marcia McCalla. Maureen McFarlane.
You got Ricardo Henry?
I did. No, I did not, but thank you very much.
Hey.
And Aris B, always. Yvonne Steele says she's present, Brad.
Yeah, Ricardo
Yvonne
Henry
Steele.
even has a question.
Yvonne Steele
Oh my
is
God.
present. And on YouTube, our favorite channel these days, because YouTube doesn't come down, it's a better video and better sound.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my favorite. When I go back and watch Bradshaw Live and I critique myself,
Yeah.
good and bad, because I
Yeah.
do that sometimes. I always watch on YouTube now over
So do I.
Facebook. Yeah, because it's a better viewing experience.
It's easier to find stuff in YouTube, and one of the, especially for our live viewers, one of the best benefits, in my opinion, is that you can pause live on YouTube. So you can pause and you can rewind when it's live. That's
nice.
Boy, the Facebook people are like, we're hating on Facebook.
Yeah,
we're not hating.
We love
We're not hating
but
on
there's
Facebook.
more features on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. So Batter Will says howdy. Who's Batter Will? Is that a new person?
We see Batter Will every once in a while. We have
Dee
seen
says
Batter Will.
hello. Cordella Douglas watching on both. Anderson Andy says hello. Ja Love. Alicia Allen. Terry Ann Carby. Dandy. Ruthie Cutie. I love that name, by the way. Danny Contreras. Joy Palmer. And Simone SM. Lexi and Tringo Forster. Who's Lexi and Tringo Forster?
Lexi and Tringo Foster are new, I think.
That's
Yeah,
new.
'cause
I think you can wish them and welcome them to Brad Squad and tell them how
What's
to
up, Brad?
tell them how to get involved in this thing.
Welcome, Lexi and Tringo. The first thing you need to do is subscribe because you get a ton of YouTube exclusives and you'll only get notified about them if you subscribe.
Yes.
And if you watch on Facebook,
That's right.
share.
You and you forgot the most important thing. If you are on Facebook, you have to join the Brad Squad Facebook group.
Yes.
That is how you become an official member of Brad Squad. We only allow people in the Brad Squad that we've seen make comments. So if we've seen you make a comment, we allow you in the Brad Squad. If we've never seen you make a comment, that membership stays until you make the comment. So for example now, Lexi and Tringo Forster, if they were to submit membership for Brad Squad on our Facebook page, they would become a member.
Yes, and they just said, thank you, I have subscribed. There you go.
All right. Meanwhile, today, in September, we would be remiss, because we haven't talked about it yet, but September is Hispanic Heritage Month. So we would be remiss by saying that each year Americans observe National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th. So it really should be National Hispanic
2 months.
2 months.
Right.
By celebrating, but either way, they celebrate from September 15th to October 15th by celebrating the histories, cultures, and contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, Central, and South America. I actually remember discussing this last year. Every year we do a card about this.
We typically...
We did it last year as well. The observation started in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to cover a 30-day period. And it also falls within Columbus Day, or Dia de la Raza, which is October 12th. And that also falls within the 30 days.
Nice.
Now, why is September 15th significant? Do you know, Jonathan?
September 15th.
I didn't know this until I read it here.
Okay.
All right, so I wouldn't expect
don't
you to know this either, but it is September 15th is the anniversary of independence for most Latin American countries. Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Mexico, which is not Mexico and Chile, celebrate on September 16th and 18th. So there's a lot of...
So it makes sense why it starts in the middle.
Yes. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is reducing the number of refugees he's allowing to come into the United States of America. Last year, he capped refugees at 45,000. This year, he's capping them at 30,000. He's claiming that there's an 800,000 asylum backlog, which is why he's not allowing more refugees in. The difference between a refugee and someone claiming asylum, because people don't sometimes understand the difference.
Yeah.
A refugee is in another country. They say, I'm countryless, I'm homeless, I can't go back to my home country, and they literally apply for refugee status at a U.S. embassy abroad.
Gotcha.
Okay, based on some form of, I've got nowhere to live, my life is in danger.
Right.
Okay, asylum seekers are people who actually make it to the border or are physically in the United States and apply for asylum within 1 year, that their life is in danger if they were to return home because of a specific social group that they're a member of.
Gotcha.
So that is the difference. So the Pompeo statement, that is the Secretary of State.
Yes.
This is the reason why he says we got to cut the refugees.
Okay.
Cut them. let them die in their country.
Right.
Let them
Or
suffer
in
Not
over
even
there.
their country.
Or in a ship in the middle of the ocean.
Ship in the middle of the
or
ocean,
whatever.
wherever, right. On Monday, he said, Pompeo says this: some will characterize the refugee ceiling as the full barometer of America's commitment to vulnerable people around the world. This would be wrong. This year's refugee ceiling reflects a substantial increase in the number of individuals seeking asylum in our country, leading to a massive backlog of outstanding asylum cases. There is 800,000 backlog. However, those numbers don't really add up.
Is that so?
They do not add up. In the end of June, the Department of Homeland Security, which is separate from the State Department,
Right.
reported that only 320,000 people had applied for asylum, meaning that only 320,000 people have passed an interview conducted to figure out whether or not they had a credible fear of returning home. That doesn't mean they were granted asylum, just means their asylum application was accepted. There are 730,000 immigrants waiting for their asylum cases to be resolved in the immigration courts. That is because they are purposely slowing down and not approving anything.
Exactly.
Number one, and number two, they are deporting more people, so more people are now applying for asylum than in previous years. Immigrant advocates, such as myself,
Such as yourself.
have condemned the cuts to the refugee program, calling it a callous decision that would undermine the American national security and foreign policy priorities. The Nazina Ash, who is the vice president for policy and advocacy at the International Rescue Committee, says this was an opportunity for the administration to show its humanitarian heart. It's justifying its policy intention. The administration has pitted those seeking asylum against refugees. Basically saying, you know what, there's so many asylum people here, people in other countries, wherever there's like mass problems, they can die where they are.
So basically, if that had happened in the 70s, I would not be here.
Correct.
Right.
Because my family were refugees.
You were refugees.
And they were refugees in Sudan. Because in Eritrea and Ethiopia, they were kidnapping kids while they were on their way to school and throwing them into the army.
God.
Right.
And making them fight, like literally 10, 11, 12-year-olds with rifles and just kidnapping them from their families. So they have
that's happening all over the world.
Exactly.
Right. And look how bad you turned out for America.
Exactly.
Right?
Look at
I
me.
mean, who the hell wants you here, right? You know, I look at you and I'm like, Trump was right. No,
doesn't add nothing to this
That's
country.
right. I'm only kidding. I love Jonathan. What else? 3 mass shootings today.
Wow.
Did you see that?
3?
3 mass shootings today. One at a Rite Aid distribution center in Maryland. The shooting occurred about 30 miles northeast of Baltimore. The suspect walked into a Rite Aid warehouse, pulled out a gun, and just started shooting people.
Oh my God.
There are over 1,000 employees there. And we don't know how many people have been injured there, but 3 people so far have been killed.
Wow.
That was only one. In Middleton, Wisconsin, a shooting in an office complex left 3 people injured, and 4 people were injured in Pennsylvania just prior to us coming on the air at Masontown Borough Municipal Center. Police have killed all of the shooters. But you know what we need to do is we need to have more guns.
More guns out, right.
More guns out,
Right.
you know, so we can protect ourselves against crazies who we allowed to get guns in the first place.
Right.
Why don't we just stop guns?
Right.
Nobody gets a gun.
Right.
Right.
How's that? And by the way, you know, there's a reason why it's safe to walk around New York City.
Yeah.
You want to know why? No one is allowed to have a gun unless you are a cop.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, some people say that, you know, that puts cops in, you know, in a very powerful position.
Right.
They do. But it is a safe city to walk around. People are not
That's
getting
true.
shot in New York City.
That's true.
And you're not
As
just
they
having
did.
shootouts with the cops. I mean,
Yeah.
police brutality and all that does happen.
That
but
happens.
It's like to have an individual, a citizen with a gun and another citizen with a gun, that's where the problem
Right.
is.
Yeah, I mean, you want to walk down the street, and I don't know who has a gun. All of a sudden, somebody takes out a gun,
Exactly.
and then you got to look out who
That's
else
it.
has a gun,
There you
and
go.
people are shooting everywhere.
There
Right.
you go.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
crazy.
talking about guns, Stormy Daniels, did you see all her memories of Donald Trump's penis?
I'm sorry.
I know this is not Hump Day Wednesday, but this is news. This is news. Okay. She said she came out with her book. It's a tell-all book, Stormy Daniels. All right. It says President Donald Trump suffers from a toadstool-shaped penis, blighted by Yeti pubes.
Oh my God!
What is a toadstool?
Look like mushroom from Mario
Kart.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Is that what that looks like?
It's like a small mushroom with a big head.
And Trump has consistently denied having an affair with her. And remember, here's another lie by Trump. Okay, because remember on the campaign trail, he stuck out his hand and said, "My hand is bigger than yours." Well, there's the toadstool.
The reaction.
Oh my God! Right, but remember they had a debate on whose hands were bigger.
Yes.
And Trump said he had the biggest hands.
Yeah.
And people were saying, well, he was really talking about his penis on the campaign trail.
Yeah, right.
Here's another lie. Apparently not true.
Yep.
Hey!
Apparently he does not have a big hand. So she says it is actually small, but not freakishly small.
Yeah, because he's not special.
She also said it was the least impressive sex she ever had.
That's unsurprising.
And that while she was having sex with him, or right after having sex, they were watching Shark Week because he was very obsessed with sharks. He and Hillary Clinton, who is
toads.
that?
That's toads.
Okay. He and Hillary Clinton had a conversation in 2007.
About what?
Yeah. Hillary called Donald Trump in 2007 in the hotel room right after Stormy Daniels, before they were obviously on the campaign trail. And he had a whole conversation about her political campaign, and he kept repeatedly mentioning, quote, our plan. So in 2008, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were on the same team.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
You know what's more crazy is that I'll never be able to get that. Toad is a great character on Mario Kart. It has forever been ruined for me.
I will never pick his character on Mario Kart again.
Look at that.
Never.
Oh, no.
With Yeti pubes on the bottom.
Yeti pubes. Why?
That is horrible.
Why Yeti pubes? Oh. Absolutely. That is an image.
Okay, there's a movie that just came out just now called Yeti Small Feet.
Yeah.
It is not about Donald Trump, but perhaps it could be.
Hilarious.
It is quite ironic.
That's hilarious.
Meanwhile, to kind of end it, Stormy Daniels and Melania kind of have the same feeling now, I would assume.
Disgust.
Yeah, Daniels describes her reaction to seeing Trump on television for years after she had sex with him. And it's not a fond memory for her.
Yeah.
She says in her book, quote, I had sex with that? I'd say to myself, ugh.
Yeah.
Do you think Melania says that too?
Absolutely.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
There are not enough commas and zeros and whatever she is getting paid.
Not enough.
Yeah. And I mean, can you imagine that existential feeling where you're like, it's like, Donald Trump is on top of me. That's the grossest. No, not enough money in the world.
Meanwhile, lastly, before we get into our immigration calls.
Yes.
I saw this in the news and I found it reminds me to actually wash my fruit when I come home. A man in Virginia was arrested for rubbing his bare butt on produce at a grocery store on Saturday. Yes.
Why you gotta be black?
This guy. Come on, I mean, it could have been anybody, right?
Damn.
Yeah, come on, Jonathan, right?
Why you gotta be black?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I just knew he wasn't.
I was not expecting him to be black.
I
thought he was going to be like some
I thought it was going to be like a dumb white person.
Dumb geeky white thin guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at him.
Like
And
in
he
a
got
Walmart.
Yeah, so let me tell you what this guy did. The Manassas City Police Department said that the suspect pulled his pants down, grabbed a nearby produce item, and rubbed his buttocks at the giant grocery store against it. A loss prevention employee, somebody who's walking around making sure nobody's stealing from the, the loss prevention employee is basically like, I'm the guy who makes sure you don't steal. Okay, relayed what he is seeing to the authorities, and he subsequently destroyed those produce. They didn't try to sell it again.
Oh, thank God.
The guy's name is Michael Dwayne Johnson. He's 27 years old. He says he never actually rubbed any produce on his ass. He also said he never pulled down his pants. He says none of that's true. He says he was just doing it as a practical joke for a YouTube video.
Why is that funny?
Okay. Joke or no joke, store employees felt forced to destroy several pallets of fruit. Johnson says he hopes that the prosecutors just understand that him doing this, rubbing his ass against the fruit and the produce, just a big misunderstanding. Okay, so Jonathan.
Yes.
When we started today, we had 4,716 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, we wanted to really get to 5,000 before the end of the month. We may not get it. Okay, I do not want you to pull down your pants and rub your butt against anything. Okay,
Listen.
I asked you to come up with ideas. I said, Jonathan, I need some ideas and I need them now.
I might have to follow my brother's footsteps.
We need another 300 subscribers before the end of the month. And I don't want you to now to be like, Brad, I've got a great idea.
We got to do what we got to do.
This is what we're going to do. I'm going to go to a grocery store. When no one's looking, I'm going to pull my pants down and rub my butt against some fruit.
Listen,
we should get a couple hundred subscribers for that.
I'll be wearing my Bradshaw Live shirt. There you go.
Yeah, that says I twerk all day. You can twerk on the produce.
And when you get arrested and you get in the handcuffs, being pulled out of the store, I want you to yell at the top of your lungs, "Belgium Kid made me do it! Belgium Kid made me do it!"
Yes, I actually love that.
Yeah, you would have to do that. That would make it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
Belgium Kid made me do it.
Now see, that's what goes viral.
That means you're gonna have to represent me in court.
Yes, but only if you yell at the top of your lungs.
This is the plan, guys.
This is the plan. Belgium Kid made me do it.
Wait, but so when they come knock on my door, do you also represent me?
No.
What? Damn.
No.
That's
I can't represent both. It would be a
Yeah.
conflict of interest because he's blaming you. I can't represent you.
See?
You got me first.
I've been with you.
I've
been with you longer,
You
Brad.
gotta ask first.
Oh,
Close
wow.
up, don't get fed.
Does loyalty mean nothing?
Nothing. All right, guys. We are a nominated show here. We only have 60 viewers on YouTube and only 30 viewers. 60 viewers on Facebook and only 30 viewers on YouTube. And that means one thing and one thing only. We gotta bribe you to start sharing.
Right.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And if we don't bribe you, the sharing's not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the bribe.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay. If we reach, where are we at with sharing right now?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Brad. We are at, I believe we're around the 56 mark. Let me refresh. 56.
56 shares. Okay, about as sad as you can be.
It's not happy.
It's not a happy number.
not a happy
54
number.
shares.
Never.
That's a very, very sad number.
Yeah.
Sad,
Okay,
sad.
so if we get, I'm not even going to say 700 shares.
Are you gonna be nicer than that?
I am going to be extraordinarily nice. Okay? I will be extraordinarily nice.
Uh-oh.
All right? If we get to 600 shares.
That is nice.
Okay.
Okay?
It's been done.
Okay. Well, we have our machine.
Our drum.
The machine.
The machine.
We'll pull it in here.
Pull it
Live right here on set today.
Yeah.
We are going to pull out a winner for movie and dinner on Bradshaw Live.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right,
Dinner.
and take your boo with you. Movie and dinner for
Nice.
two.
For two?
On Bradshaw Live, and take your boo with you.
That is nice.
That's impressive. That's generous,
Huh?
Brad.
Very generous.
That's very generous.
Take your boo with you.
Movie and
Take your
dinner?
boo
Not
and
on-
Brad.
not
You gotta
No,
on
not
movie,
me.
but
Not
dinner
me.
too.
Not me.
That's
Take your
true.
boo with you.
Man,
Take your
dinner
boo with
and a
you.
movie, that's going to be like $8,000. I'm just kidding. That's not
Yeah, in Jamaican dollars, yes.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Maybe
a good
in
point.
Jamaican dollars.
That's a good point.
Which is about, by the way, that's about 80 cents, I think.
Oh, God,
I think
is it really?
it's like 1,000 to 1 or
Let's
something
go
like
open
that.
some businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 to 1 or
See,
something.
I always like when the exchange rate is like that, because then you feel real rich with that big old stack of money that you have to give like a quarter away from at
Yes.
a time.
No, it's not dinner with Brad.
No, it's not.
Tanisha says that.
No, Brad, it's dinner with your boo.
But if that's her boo,
that's her boo.
Brad is her boo.
Brad is her boo. She's never wavered on that.
She back to, I don't know. Denisha's in another country. How am I gonna have dinner with her?
I think she's in New
Tanisha,
York.
come on through. Come to New York. We can make this happen. 73 shares already from 56. That was pretty fast. I think Tanisha wants this
Don's
date.
what if the person's in another country? Okay, if the boo is in another country.
Barbara Lord says it's Groundhog Sam is her boo.
That's fine. Oh, that'll be a cheap date.
Yes.
That'll be a cheap date.
What does he eat?
Pretzels.
Oh, gosh.
Zeppelis. He brushes his teeth on sticks.
It's 129 to 1. It's not 1,000 to 1.
It's 129?
I know it was a very big number. I forgot what it was. I was exaggerating when I said 1,000 to 1.
You exaggerated?
Maybe.
For what?
No way. The conversion.
Even Jeff Bosey wants to be my boo. He's saying I'm his +1 too.
Snap.
Snap is right.
All right. Brad got them all.
You guys, both parties have to agree to go on the date, though.
Yes.
Says who?
Says all of everyone.
How come nobody wants to go with you, Kim?
That's a great point. Why does no one want to take me to dinner that you get for free?
Yeah.
Where's
all right, 600
David?
shares. You get your boo. Whoever your boo is, your boo will go with you.
Your boo will go with you.
Right.
Your consenting boo will go with you.
All right. We got to get to something we call, I'm going to answer your immigration questions. So give us a call right now, 1-800-529-5465. Steve in Los Angeles, California. Steve.
Steve, yes.
Yes, what's up?
I had a question regarding the aggravated felony.
Yep.
Yeah. I wanted to know if a person was charged with a felony, let's say about 25 years ago, and subsequently they were found not guilty.
Right.
But they were found guilty of trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
Would that trespassing be considered an aggravated felony?
No, trespassing generally is not an aggravated felony. It could be a crime of moral turpitude, though.
What, for trespassing?
Trespassing could be a crime of moral turpitude. Depending on what you were found guilty of, it could be deportable, or maybe it's just a violation. What state was this in?
In California.
Okay, I don't know the penal code of California off the top of my head. Trespassing is generally a minor offense, but to be certain about it, somebody needs to look at your disposition and be certain what you were found guilty of and what the penalty is. So it's worthwhile to you before you do anything, or whoever this person is in terms of traveling and becoming a citizen. It's certainly not an aggravated felony, I can tell you that, but it still could be a deportable offense depending on what you were found guilty of. So hold on one second. Certainly it could be also an inadmissible offense. Hold on. Let's go to Deanna in Patterson, New Jersey. Deanna.
Hello?
Hi, Deanna.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I am calling to find out from you about, I have 3 grown sons.
Right.
And I would like to file for them, but I would like to know how long, when I put in the paperwork, it will take them.
Are they married?
No.
Are you a citizen?
Yes.
And when you say grown, they're over 21?
Yes.
About 7 years.
Okay.
All right? Put it in.
Okay.
Put it in, put it away, and eventually they'll get here. But if they get married, they're going to wait. They're going to wait 2 decades. Tell them not to get married.
I know.
All right?
I know.
All right. Be well.
I had
Good
an
luck.
idea, but I wanted it from your.
Sure.
I was to hear from you personally.
I understand.
Because I had an idea of
Right.
what's really going on.
Great.
So I wanted to put it in the end of this month, but I wanted to get some updates from you before I put my hands on it.
Sure.
So I appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Deanna. Appreciate it.
And keep up your good work.
Thank you.
You are doing an awesome job.
I appreciate it.
I watch you on my phone every single time that you're on.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? Compliments get you very far, and I like you very much for all your compliments. Thank you.
Yeah, you understand? So
Yes.
God bless you.
Right, God bless you. God, keep talking. I can spend 1 hour listening to you, Diana, the way you're talking. Maybe an hour and a half. Keep it up.
God bless you.
All right.
What
Thank you very much. Take care.
Because I see where you help a lot of people, and that's awesome.
Yep. Thank you.
That's awesome. You keep up your good work, and you might see me one at a time, okay?
Awesome. Be well.
Okay, thank you. Have
Thank
a blessed
you.
evening.
All right. I just wanted to make sure she got all her compliments out. Absolutely. I was just letting her talk.
I like that.
Have at it, Deanna.
You know what? If it was my favorite subject.
You.
Me. All right, let's go to Ohm in Bronx, New York.
Okay, thank you.
Ohm,
Yes, good evening.
how are you?
I'm doing fine.
What's up?
I just have a quick question. Can a DACA recipient marry a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Would the DACA recipient be getting anything there?
Yeah, DACA recipient will get a green card, depending on how the DACA recipient last entered the United States and whether the DACA recipient is either 245I or perhaps married someone in the military or former military. We determine whether they're going to get a green card here in America or they would have to do a provisional waiver, go home, and come back.
Oh, so that a waiver would have to be done?
Not necessarily. It depends on how their last entry is in the United States. It depends if they're 245I, and it depends who they're marrying.
Okay.
But one way or the other, they will get a green card.
But how long would that process take to get achieved?
A little more than a year, less than 18 months.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you very much for your assistance.
You're very welcome. All right. Let's go. What do you think we go to Tammy in Mount Vernon?
Let's do that.
Let's do it. Tammy in Mount Vernon.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Tammy.
Hi. Okay, question.
Mm-hmm.
I filed the I-485 like in June.
Right.
I did the biometric scan in July. How long do I get to the work permit?
When did you originally file your application?
I did the application the ending of May.
The end of May?
And I got a response. Yes, I got a response.
You should get it by the end of October.
End of October?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
hang in there.
Oh, so I will wait. Thank you.
Hang in
Thank
there.
you, Brad.
You're welcome. Let's go to Abdullah in the Bronx.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Abdullah.
Hello, good evening, Brad.
What's going on?
Good, how are you?
Fabulous. And
I have a
yourself?
question.
Go ahead.
I'm good. I am a gay, for about 30 years and over, and I fled from persecution from my country, and I made it to the United States to seek for asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for me, my asylum application was granted 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because of some issues, I want to let go my sexual orientation for now and then change for a different one. So I want to know if
you want to let go of your what? What do you want to let go of?
My sexual orientation. Because of some counseling I've been going through now, religious classes I've been going.
Well, I have to say, if in fact, that's the case, it would seem okay to me. But I would say that the U.S. government, if they were to discover this, would certainly investigate you fully and most likely charge you for fraud.
Okay.
All right, because generally speaking, from what all of the scientific research is counseling doesn't really work. You are who you are. So they would say, excuse my language, bullshit. You were never gay in the first place. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what they would say.
Okay, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. All right, let's go to Ron in Queens, New York.
Hello?
Ron.
Hi, how are you doing, man?
How you doing?
Okay, so my daughter, I went to my interview in March 28th for my removal of conditional residence.
Right.
The interviewer told me that it has been removed.
Okay.
September coming makes in 6 months. I haven't heard anything from them.
How do you know that it was removed? He told you that?
That's what she told me. She said it has been removed.
Okay, but you never got an approval or anything?
No approval letter, nothing at all.
All right, so come see me. We could either check on that. We can file your citizenship. There's a whole bunch of different things we can do to help you. All right.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
You're in Queens. It's right around the corner. Let's go to James in Las Vegas. James.
Yes, hello?
How are you?
I'm all right, sir. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, I want to ask, if you married your citizen wife and you got divorced and you filed an I-360 and it got denied, is there any way you can remarry her?
Sure.
If she decide that she wants...
As long as it's a bona fide marriage, yes. There are people who get married, who viciously fight, and who make up. Happens.
Okay, and that would not be a problem, right?
It's as long as you can prove it's a bona fide marriage, it's not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Carrie Ann in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hello.
Hi, Carrie Ann.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
I would like to know if you got married to a U.S. citizen.
Right.
However, your husband is not working. And what if he has a son and he gets some form of assistance for his son from the government? What is the likelihood of he filing for you? Can he?
Well, he can file for you, but you're going to be denied. You better get a good affidavit of support from a second person.
What did you say?
You're going to need a very good affidavit of support from a second person. And I would suggest, unless the son desperately needs it, that he doesn't take government assistance. But it's for the son, it's not for him. They look at the totality of circumstances. If you have a very good second affidavit of support from somebody else, it should be okay.
Okay, what if he stopped taking them though?
That would be better. That would be better.
Even if he's not working?
Even if he's not working, you get a second affidavit of support. Makes your case much stronger.
Okay. What about if there's a child involved? Like, I have a daughter, but she's not in the United States. She's in my country.
So
could I put her...
Your husband would file a separate application for her. So you would have two applications going. One for you to adjust here, and a second one for your daughter. And you do it simultaneously.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay.
And we can help.
When can I have a consultation with you, Brad?
I'm going to put you on hold, and you can set it up right now. Hold on. Let's go to Lisa in New York City.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Lisa.
Okay, so good to have you back. Miss you those 2 days.
Thank you.
So I have a question. A friend of mine, she filed, they got married in June, right? And they put in their paperwork, and then immigration just sent the husband a 10-year green card, no permit, no interview, nothing. So they had some lawyer on it. So I said to her, she was saying that they said it to the lawyer, and the lawyer called immigration, and immigration said they made a mistake. You should send the green card back, or, he can get into some problems. So I'm saying that sounds silly because that's their mistake. So I was telling her about the Brad show. So I said, I think you should consult Brad about this because I'm pretty sure.
Why was the green card mailed to him in error? I don't understand.
I don't know why it was mailed. It's the process of filing, but I guess it probably slipped through the loop, and he got the green card instead of getting an interview or a work permit. So they said he should not. At first, the lawyer told them to use the social establishment himself and, get some.
You know what?
I
think what should happen is this person lives in New York?
He lives in Jersey, but they filed in New York.
Okay, so he should make an appointment to come in to see us, and let's take a look at what was done for him. If he legitimately obtained his green card, why would you ever give it back? If it's a situation where he got his green card, but it should never have been issued to him, the U.S. government eventually will catch up to it and say you have never been lawfully entered the United States as a permanent resident or adjusted your status. It was a mistake, and they would say you've never had a green card even though one was issued to you. So in the sense that the lawyer says it was a mistake, you should give it back. If it truly was, and he is undeserving of this green card, the fact that he has it is not definitive proof that he's a lawful resident. Eventually, if he goes to do his citizenship or he goes to renew the green card, it may be discovered, or it even may be discovered before he does that, and then he's walking around with a green card that should never have been issued to him, and he could get into lots of trouble by trying to use it, knowing that he would never should have been issued in the first place. So before he does anything, let a second lawyer look at it.
Okay. And if you have, say you submitted your case, right? And say you did your printing in June, you file in May. Did your fingerprint in June?
Who sponsored this person?
Okay.
Tell me the story.
the wife is the U.S. citizen. The husband is from Jamaica.
Did he come on a fiance visa?
No, he came up as on a visiting visa. They got married sometime after, and
they scheduled and they sent him a green card without ever scheduling. They never got an interview.
No interview. So the filing, they put in the filing through their lawyer, and the lawyer he didn't get called. That's what I'm saying. June they got married. They filed. And I know at times you have to get the permit first before, going in for an interview.
I think somebody needs to go speak to a supervisor at the local office and try to work things out and see what happened. That's really what it is.
Right, because I'm saying they should get a second lawyer opinion, or they should try to
get a second lawyer opinion, because that sounds.
Yeah, I told them about you. I told them that they should definitely try it, Brad.
They should.
So the second question I have is, if you filed in May and you got your fingerprinting in June, how long from then does it take for you to get your permit?
It's about 5 months, so hopefully by the end of October, early November.
October, November. Yeah. Okay. And do you say, for instance, you need to get say the person wants you on their case going forward for the remainder of the filing? I know you can't tell price over the phone or anything, but should they do a consultation to see pricing?
Yes.
Okay.
All
right. Well, I'll pass the information on.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
You too. Let's go to James in Detroit, Michigan. James.
Yes. Hi. My question is, as it relates to removal of conditions, how does it affect you if your spouse and yourself live in two different states because of work?
In terms of removing the conditions? You're gonna have a big problem removing the conditions, because immigration, the purpose of you getting a green card is to keep families together. Fact is, you're in two different states. So as soon as you're living apart for work, immigration generally believes this is not a real marriage. To me, it would be more important. I'm going to assume that you're in a legitimate marriage. So to me, being in a legitimate marriage and not having full lawful permanent residence yet, to me, my immigration would be more important than a job, and I would be living with my spouse up until the day I become a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
All right.
But what if it's because of seasonal? Because what if it's just seasonal? You're in that state, not permanent.
What I'm saying to you is, if you don't live with your wife, it's unlikely, whether it's seasonal, whether it's during the week and on the weekends you're home. My suggestion is that for you to prove that it is a real marriage, you go home every night and you sleep next to her and you share pillows and towels and bathrooms and you live as husband and wife.
Right. Okay. All right. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Let's go to Atta in Roseville, Indiana. Atta.
Hello.
Atta.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay.
What's going on, Atta?
I'm all right.
What's happening?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. My question is, I've been a fan of your show for a very long time.
Thank you.
And I've called up there for consultation. Just a quick question, okay? I came to the United States back in 2013. Me and my wife. I got married back in Africa before moving down here.
Right.
And so last year I put in my removal of condition. Last year, and then we used to live in Arkansas. So we moved from Arkansas to Indiana. and so we did a change of address and all of that. So, but just a couple of days ago on Tuesday, I went they sent me a notice for interview, so I went for the interview with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So they told me to bring a couple of documents. Just,
right. They want documents to prove that you're living together. So what happened?
So yeah, they want the lease.
Right. I understand. Tell me what happened at the interview.
I went up there. So during the interview, so she asked for a couple of ID. So for some reason I do not have Indiana state ID or driver's license.
Oh, I see. Your license. You never changed your license over. It's a problem. So she doesn't believe you're living with her.
Yeah. We both got Arkansas license.
I understand that, but you moved to Indiana and then never changed your license, so now they don't believe you live in Indiana.
I've tried to switch my ID at the license office. They won't switch it because they couldn't verify my.
So what ultimately happened on your interview?
So I gave her all the document that I have and all of that, for some reason. So she couldn't approve the paper, so she interviewed both of us and said she needed more time to review the documents and all of that. So I gave her all I submitted. I let her know I couldn't switch my ID because they want.
Is there a question in all of this?
Yes.
What's the question? I understand what happened. You showed up to the interview with your wife, and your ID showed you still lived in another state. And she said she would have to look at everything, and now you're waiting for a decision. And your question is what?
Yeah, so the question is, how can I switch my ID back to Indiana when I don't have a permanent resident card? Because I did DMV to switch my ID. They require my green card and all of that, birth certificate, whatever, for them to switch it for me.
Well, why?
And I have a pending.
Why don't you have a stamp in your passport?
No, I don't have a stamp. I don't have a stamp yet. My passport expired.
Okay, so all right. So what you need to do is go down to the immigration service and get a stamp in your passport extending your permanent residence, and the motor vehicles in Indiana, as part of the Real ID Act, should be able to see that stamp was extended in your passport and give you a driver's license.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Wow, that was a long. I like Atta because he watches our show a lot.
Right.
But that was a long question to get to. How do I renew my driver's license?
What a journey!
Yes.
What a journey he took us on.
Yes. All right, let's go to Collins in Fort Worth, Texas.
Hello.
Hey, Collins.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
My wife filed for me on May. So they send a 3 notice receipt to me. So later on, they send the 1 notice receipt, which is the I-130.
Right.
Due to my wife's name is not on the post office box, the post office has to return it back to USS. So we have requested for return of the notice. Twice they have not returned it. So how do we get it back? Is it going to have any effect on my...
Well, it shouldn't affect your case because you know that the case was received. What's going to affect your case is that you're not getting mail together with your spouse where you live. You really need to change that at the post office. Make sure that your wife and you are getting... so that in the future, everything will be fine. You don't need the receipt notice. You know it was there. You know your application's there. Don't worry about it.
The apartment we lived before is not really safe, but we got a new apartment and did the change.
Whatever the reason is, as long as you can both get mail there moving forward, you will get your notice for your interview. That's what's most important.
Okay, so they will send it back to us.
They will send you, hopefully they'll send you back your receipt, but what you should be getting in the future is your work permit and your notice for your interview, and that's what's most important. The receipt, they have your application. All the receipt says is, hey, it's immigration, we got your application. You know it's there. Don't lose sleep over it. What you should lose sleep over is to make sure that future correspondence, your work permit, your interview notice you're going to get, make sure you and your wife's name are on the mailbox.
Yeah, but we did a change of address. We moved to another apartment.
That's
we
fine.
lived together.
Fine, wonderful. where if you did a change of address, immigration will mail everything to the new address. Make sure you get your mail there.
They mail us confirmation of the change of address.
So you're all good. Hold on. Let's go to Layton in Bessemer, Alabama.
Hello?
Yeah, Layton.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, what's up?
Great, man, great. I have a question. I'm asking on behalf of a friend.
Yeah.
The person is a green card holder, and they stayed in Jamaica for 2 years.
Right.
I would want to know what exactly would be the situation that would happen.
They abandoned their permanent residence. That's what happened.
Okay.
What was the reason?
The reason was he had to go down to Jamaica to take care of his mom who was ill.
All right. So then what he needs to do is bring evidence to the U.S. Embassy that he was taking care of his ill mother and that he has a lot of ties to the United States still. He never intended to abandon his permanent residence. And he has to apply for something called an SB1, not a Spar Bernstein, but a SB1 visa.
Oh, okay.
All right. And we can help him with that. And he better do it fast. The longer he stays in Jamaica, the harder it's going to be. Hold on. All right. So with that, no woo. We got a long way to go.
I know, but I'm saying those were some journeys we just got
We're only at Block D. We got to get to Block L. We got a long way to go still here. I didn't even get to Block D yet.
Oh, my God.
All right. Actually, that was just finishing Block B. I'm skipping right over Block C.
Oh, my God.
B? That was B on this.
We're going to be here till midnight
tonight. We got to get to L. I'm skipping right over C. Forget C.
Forget C. I don't know what C is.
I don't know what C is.
But that's not what we're doing.
It says C. It says C. You'll see. I don't know what that means. So, very cute. So I'm gonna go right to Block D.
Okay.
Right. This is, by the way, like entertainment talk.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
We're filling you in on how the entertainment.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, exactly. A little peek behind the curtain there. Exactly. All right. So I hope Jeff Bosey's watching.
He is indeed.
He is indeed. All right. So our field correspondent, Anna Ascona.
Yes.
All right. Affectionately known by our squad as Anna Banana.
Anna Banana.
She in another edition of That Just Don't Make No Sense. Anna Ascona. By the way, it's really That Just Doesn't Make Any Sense.
No, it's don't. I like how you say it.
I like it much better. That just don't make no sense.
That don't make no sense.
That just don't make no sense.
Your mouth always
goes on the side. Yeah.
It's like, that just don't make no sense.
Because that's how you feel when you say that, right?
I like it.
That just don't make no sense. You know, that's how you feel when you say it.
Right.
That's
hilarious.
So in another edition of That Just Don't Make No Sense. By the way, we want to know what makes no sense?
What?
236 shares. Apparently, nobody wants dinner and a movie with their beau. There is nobody who wants dinner and a movie with their beau.
I do.
And you know what makes me real angry, Brad? Is like 15 of those shares is me. I shared like 15
Stop
times.
sharing.
I wanted to help them.
No, you should not be sharing.
Well, you know.
All right.
Pull my weight. 600
shares gets you dinner and a movie with you and your beau, courtesy of Brad Show Live crew. The crew will all be chipping in part of their salary.
Of Brad Bernstein.
They will all be chipping in parts of their salary so that you and your boo can enjoy a beautiful night out while they are making macaroni and cheese because they cannot afford anything else.
Yeah.
But they are doing it all for you. So if you want the crew here to chip in parts of their salary for dinner for you and your boo and a movie. Mm-hmm. And it can't be just any movie. It's got to be a romantic movie.
Whoa.
Because if it's not a romantic movie, the crew said they ain't paying. They will not pay unless it's a romantic movie.
Unless it's a horror.
A horror movie.
I'm going through and deleting my shares right
now. I'm going to say a horror movie could be very romantic because you're like literally in the person's lap.
Yeah.
You're literally in the person's lap.
And I'm like such a girl about it. I hate scary movies. So I'm like, oh no, hold me.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Keep your hands to yourself.
Me too.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. All right, so in another edition that just don't make no sense, Anna Ascona discusses how, it's actually serious, how Australia's Herald Sun published a cartoon on September 10th by illustrator Mark Knight depicting Serena Williams. You saw this, right? during the finals match at the U.S. Tennis Championships against her competitor, Naomi Osaka. So here they have, made all of the racial features of Serena very, very large and big. A lot of people have compared that to her opponent, who looks like a demure, small, not facially big, dainty white woman.
Yeah, why does she have blonde hair?
And a lot of people,
she's not even
blonde. She was Haitian and Japanese. So many people rightfully have said that it is racist.
Absolutely.
Let's watch what Anna Escona has to say.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Escona. Can we take a moment and look at this cartoon illustrated by Mark Knight for Australia's Herald Sun? This is just wrong, guys. Why is Serena Williams' body overly exaggerated? She does not look anything like that. They're making her look like an evil person. I've never met her, but I'm pretty sure she's not mean at all. At least she doesn't seem like it. Yes, she has an athletic body, but this cartoon does not show that. Her lips are overly exaggerated. Her hair is in a big poof. That is very stereotypical for a black woman, and that is very ignorant for them to illustrate Serena Williams to look like this. I'm pretty sure they did this because she stood up for her rights. Go Serena Williams for fighting for women's rights. You go, girl. On another hand, why is Naomi Osaka portrayed as a skinny white woman with blonde hair? First of all, she's not even white. She's Japanese and Haitian. So technically she's black too. And her hair is not blonde. Yes, she has like an ombre situation going on, but her hair is not fully blonde like it's shown in this cartoon. Also, not all black women are angry, and just because she stood up for her rights doesn't mean she should be looked down on. If anything, this makes her a strong woman for sticking to what she deserves. And you know what sucks most? That Australia's Herald Sun is actually defending the cartoon by saying it had nothing to do with gender or race. Oh really? So how come Naomi wasn't shown as a black woman? It's because she was apologizing and she was being very sweet, while on the other hand Serena Williams was very angry about the situation. Anyways, that just doesn't make any sense. But I want to hear, how does this illustration make you guys feel?
All right. Well, apparently I'm not going fast enough. Apparently I need to stop talking and get right to the video.
Listen, you had a Block D description, Brad.
And that's it. Just read it and don't go off script.
Let her talk.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, we still have how many shares, Belgium Kim?
We have, I'm sorry, I was staring at Jeff Bosey losing his mind with the hearts flying across the screen.
Calm yourself down, Jeff. Take your finger off the
Sheesh.
We're done.
Well, as long as hands where we can see him, Jeff Bosey. Hands where we can see him.
Yeah.
We're at 258 shares. I feel like no one's going to dinner, Brad.
There's nobody going to dinner.
I feel like
By the way, you're going to get to keep your salary.
I think I might.
You might get to keep your salary.
Hey.
Jonathan and Belgium Kim get paid
Oh
this
my
week.
God, babe. That's right.
All right. So we have a segment. It's called Block E. It's called Social Media Check-In. And we're going to do that right now. It's something we call Block E, or Social Media Check-In, where we're going to answer your immigration questions.
All right, I have one from Kimberly Brown. Good afternoon. My friend just got his green card in June 2018. He left his common law wife and infant son back in Jamaica. Would it be best to file for the baby first or wait until he gets married and file for them both? The mother has a visa, but they denied the baby a visa. We're trying to figure out the fastest way to get the baby here.
How did he get his green card?
Just says that he got his green card back in June 2018.
Okay, it depends on how he got his green card. We can get the baby here quickly as a derivative beneficiary, depending on who sponsored him. Or he can file for the mother as a green card holder, and the baby would be included on that, and they'll both come up with their green cards in about 2 years.
Ooh.
Oh, because it says the mother's visa was approved.
Right.
No, mother has a visitor's visa or something.
Ah, okay. Peggy would like to know, how long does it take to get your green card after you get married to a citizen?
Right now, the U.S. government says 12 to 28 months.
Whew, that's quite the fork of time.
Yes.
Chin Carter has a question asking for a friend. Is it 100% safe to travel on advanced parole? How How long would should someone stay out of the U.S. on advance parole? And does immigration send a social security number and work permit in the mail? Or do you get the work permit and then apply for the social security number?
Those are two different questions.
Yeah.
It's completely safe to travel on advance parole unless you have some criminal records or something or misrepresentation issues. You get your work permit in the mail, and then in the past you had to apply for Social Security, but apparently now it's coming with it.
Oh.
That's what I'm told.
Nice. And then he also said, thanks, great show.
Thank you.
Says, could a DACA recipient marry
We spoke to him. Yes.
DACA?
I spoke to him.
Perfect.
From the Bronx. You're not listening.
Right. That's
You
right.
you guys,
I never look
because you guys are like, while I'm answering questions, the two of you are like making out over here.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Yes, exactly
100%.
what's going
Can't
on.
keep our hands
You
off
can't
each
keep
other.
your hands off of each other.
All the hubbub you hear is just
Yes, Yo-Yo's like,
knocking
serious? That's
stuff
happening?
out
Yes.
the way.
I'm watching on the corner of my eye, and I'm like, guys, come on
How
already.
did you know? I thought we were being so stealthy.
Well, you're not being stealthy. You're dressing like twins here.
Laying across the table.
You're dressing like twins here.
We didn't plan
Yes,
this.
you did.
I
Come on.
promise you.
Of course you did.
It's true. It's true.
All right.
We're just, it's a mind meld.
Now everyone's going to be like, hey, what's going on between you and Yo-Yo and Kim? Start a whole rumor.
A good way to get people to watch.
That's right.
Yeah. Will we see the sparks between Yo-Yo and Belgium Kim today? Woo! You never know, guys. You never know. It could be my soulmate. I'm just kidding. You're not my soulmate.
You never know, though.
Really? Are you proposing to me right now?
Not yet.
Karina wants to know. Our next 3 questions they called in. Nice, thank you. Kariana would like to know, I've got a question. In February, I'm going to be 21. Can my stepfather file for me?
He can file for you as long as your stepfather married your mom before 18 and he files for you before you turn 21.
Paul has a question. USCIS said they will deny an I-130 without notice of the petitioner files the I-130 1 year ago. If they deny it, will recount again 1 year. I don't really understand.
All right, he said if the case gets denied, what happens? You got to refile again, and you're starting back from square one.
Oof. Ooh. Our girl Ruthie Cutie wants to know, what are the forms that should be filed when applying for adjustment of status for a stepchild that's under 18 years old?
I-45, I-130, I-130A, I-765, I-131, I-864.
Nice. CS on YouTube says, I received my EAD, but if things don't work with my spouse, who is my sponsor, can I file for an H-1B visa and withdraw the green card application while finalizing divorce proceedings?
Asset Lindo wants to know, Brad and Kimmy, when do I get my Dunkin' Donuts card? I asked Kimmy that question.
And I told you that it was going to be one of my priorities.
Next week.
Next week.
So Asset Lindo, that is what I was
everybody else
told.
that's asking too.
That is what I was told.
Yep.
Okay? It is not me.
It's not.
I have given Kimmy permission to go deal with it.
That's true.
And she hasn't done it.
She hasn't.
But she will do it next week.
She sure will.
Promise.
Promise.
Do you promise to do it?
Cross my heart. Don't hope to die, but still cross my heart.
Don't hope to die.
I don't. I don't.
All right, so there you go. All right, what was the question again now?
Yeah.
I think nobody wants to share till they get their Dunkin' Donut cards, Kim. They're like, let me see the proof.
Oh, like we haven't made good on every
everything?
other share game we've ever played. Sometimes it takes us a while, but we make good.
Like what have we made good on? I don't remember.
They rock T-shirts.
Yes.
Asset Lindo has gone to the movies wearing her T-shirt.
We haven't sent that picture. Where's that picture?
Now, maybe Asset Lindo doesn't get her Dunkin' Donuts until we get a picture of her rocking her shirt at the movie.
Did I tweak all over town?
Twerk.
Or tweak?
Tweaking is different.
No, I tweaked first and then I twerked.
That's right. We sent mugs out.
That's right.
We have... You tweaked. You tweaked.
It might not happen right away, but you know that's gonna happen.
It
all
takes
right?
us a hot
They're just not believing it.
We're out here working.
I think the fact that they question our integrity is disrespectful, Brad.
The only thing they're liking right now is Jonathan's shirt. After that, I don't know what they're liking right now.
Wow.
God.
Wow, you guys.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's
and
a great
Rita
shirt
Ritz
to
complaining she's still waiting on her mug, Kim.
Did Rita Red send me something? No,
Stacey
Rita
Mitchell,
Red.
too.
I sent her mug.
Kim.
Y'all, you got mugs.
They coming for you, Kim.
You got mugs.
Kim,
I feel like this is somebody's trying to build up their entire kitchen full of Bradshaw Live mugs.
I am telling you, Kim, we're going to station you at the post office.
Well, I'm going to become
all
the new
of a sudden,
postal worker
like Kim's a postal worker.
My special assignment with FedEx.
All right.
So
what's
you
the
want my
question?
question again? CS on YouTube said, I received my EAD, but if things doesn't work out with my spouse who's my sponsor, can I file for an H-1B visa and withdraw the green card application while finalizing divorce proceedings?
If you were out of status at any time, no, and you would do an H-1B and you would have to leave and come back.
Famisa says, my late wife filed an I-130 for my 11-year-old boy before she passed on, and the petition is still pending. I'm a green card holder. Is there any way that I could continue the case?
Who passed on?
The little boy's mother.
And who is she to the little boy's mother?
So Famisa was her husband. So he was her husband. So his wife passed away. I'm assuming it's his stepson.
Yes, you can complete the case. Absolutely. Jonathan.
All right, I got a long one.
Uh-oh.
NEAC.
Mm-hmm.
So NEAC really needs your help on this one. Got my interview date, and they told me that they will reschedule, but they put a no-call, no-show up for me. So they canceled it, and they sent me a letter saying that it's terminated. So the case now is in court. What should I do now? Please, I really need your advice. Do I refile? I was at the interview, but they told me that they would give me another day. I kept calling them, but they said it's pending. So will I get the green card still, or will they abandon it? So the case sent to judicial court. Are they going to make a decision or grant me the green card? What's going to go on?
You need a lawyer. You're in deportation. Your case was denied. You're screwing everything up. And if you're asking simple questions like that on how do I handle myself in a deportation hearing, you certainly need a very good lawyer. What has to happen, who petitioned him? His wife? We don't even know. I'm going to assume his wife filed for him and he screwed it up somehow. You're going to have your wife file a new I-130, prove it's a real marriage, terminate your deportation, then come back to immigration and file an adjustment. Get a good lawyer. You're looking at one. All right, with that said.
Yeah.
I have to stop doing those smiles. I don't like it.
Which smiles?
The ones when I go, like I'm just look serious, and then all of a sudden I go. I don't like it. I have actually.
Why do you do
I don't know why I'm doing it. Every time I do it, I'm like, I don't like it. But I do it anyway. I can't stop. It's like sometimes like when you have a black and blue mark, and you're like, ow, that hurts, and you keep pressing it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's true. You're like a glutton for punishment.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
I don't know, Brad.
I don't like doing that. Every time I do that, just tell me to stop.
It's not just on the show. That's one of the things that like crosses over into real life.
No, it doesn't. I never do that. I never look serious and then all of a sudden smile.
You won. As a matter of fact, every time I walk past your office, if we make eye contact, you're like,
no, I don't. You're making that up.
That has happened
You're totally
multiple
making
times.
that up.
So you do this without even knowing.
You are making that up. No way.
But it's great, Brad. I love
Stop
it.
The only reason why you know now is because you see
I see myself on the video. I'm like, oh, that's terrible.
There's a lot of things that I don't even know
like
that
what?
I do. Like my facials, they're really bad, especially on the show on Grand Hustle. Like now that I watch it, I'm like,
oh my God.
No wonder people like always know what I'm thinking. Like,
no wonder I always lose at poker.
The worst poker face.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't play that. I don't even know how to play poker.
Meanwhile, Belgium Kim, she went to the San Gennaro fair.
Yeah.
People loved watching you go through having an eating fest.
Oh,
they
my
loved
God.
watching you in an eating fest.
And I loved eating festing.
We saw Kim enjoy. And I think enjoy is not a strong enough word.
No.
I don't know which word would be stronger than enjoy.
Jeff Bosie.
The delicacies of the Italian festival.
Oh, I was in my very happy place.
The tastes of the San Gennaro.
Yeah.
So, but you also learned about many immigration stories about the people who were there at the San Gennaro Festival in Italy. Let's watch part 2 of Belgium Kim visits the San Gennaro Festival.
The Feast of San Gennaro is in honor of the patron saint of Naples. However, it's now known for its festive atmosphere, its delicious food, and its amazing processions. Where are you from?
I originally come from Naples, Italy. Okay, my grandparents migrated here 1897, and I still live here. Okay, I still live in the apartment that my grandparents came from when they did come from Italy.
In 1897?
Yes.
I call myself an accidental immigrant, really.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I grew up in Lebanon, and when I left for college during the Civil War. And after I graduated, I went back to Lebanon to teach, but I was already engaged to my husband, who's also Lebanese, who was getting his degree here.
My great-grandparents came here, of course, through Ellis Island from Italy on the boat for 3 weeks that it took them years back. You know, what they used to have to go through through Ellis Island was ridiculous. I went there, I took a tour, and they settled right on the next block. Wow. Right on the next block. So I have 4 generations in this neighborhood, in the Feast.
I was born in Sicily. Very young age, like when I was 5 years old, we actually immigrated to France for 10 years. And then at the age of 14, I came in.
What was that transition like?
Well, it was very hard. Like you say, you know, I had already 2 cultures behind and I had to get a third one going, you know. So I have to admit the first year was really tough because I didn't know the language, you know what I'm saying? And it's a whole different world. Europe than you come in here.
My mother's side was from Palermo, and my dad was Irish, German, French, and Austrian. Whoa. But the Italian side always kind of dominated.
What does the Feast of San Gennaro mean for the Italian culture and for preserving this neighborhood?
The purpose of the feast and what's left of it, most people come back basically for a point of tradition. Okay, and the traditional part is coming again to go to Mass and honor St. Gennaro. And as they come here, most people point out where they lived, where their grandmother used to live. And from there, then they start to walk and maze and wander through the streets of Italy to eat lots of good, fine Italian food.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, back like when it started in 1926, all the Neapolitans settled here on Mulberry Street. Yeah. And in 1926, they decided to have a block party, one-day block party, for their patron saint, San Gennaro, who's huge in Naples. That's the main saint. And this one-day block party on September 19th, the day of San Gennaro, became an 11-day, 11-block long festival that now we're on a 92nd year. So it's something to be very proud of. And we're very happy, and I'm always happy to be a part of it. It's part of who I am. And that's really it.
Do you feel like a festival like the Feast of San Gennaro is even more integral to the community?
Oh, definitely, because it actually reminds us of the old days, you know, the way things used to be. So you see a lot of Italian coming from all over the place, Long Island, Connecticut, you know, New Jersey. So it's like their yearly trip, you know, to the old neighborhood. Yeah. So every year I see people that I haven't seen in 30 years, 35 years, and you see them like clockwork. They come in every year. That's their trip.
The pilgrimage every year.
Exactly.
I got to fill up on Zeppelis. I was in Italy for 3 weeks. I had no Zeppelis. I had to come over here for Zeppelis.
And are these Zeppelis better even if you had some in Italy?
Nah, I make my own.
What does this feast mean to Little Italy?
It's the roots, and it's getting harder to keep it going, but the people who believe in it are still strong, and you can see by the crowds that come out, the people love it too.
I've been coming here for so long. I've been coming here since I was 3. Oh, wow. And my dad.
I used to have a stand over here. I used to put around all the bags of onions. I used to put around a bag of onions, and we used to sell sausage and peppers.
It's special because it's something that you don't see, especially in America. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't see all those food stands, all the natural, the original stuff. This came true because the Neapolitan immigrants that came here wanted to celebrate their patron saint, which is San Gennaro.
It's great. Obviously, it's a world-renowned festival. People come here for the food, for the excitement. There's entertainment. It's just a great experience.
A lot of people think like, oh, you're making a lot of money. You know what? We're not. It's what we do. We want to keep Little Italy alive. We want to bring the tourists back. That's how we do it. San Gennaro is 92 years an institution. It's the largest Italian feast in the world here. So, and everybody knows it, so you want everything Italian.
What's your favorite part about Little Italy today?
The old part, whatever is left from the old days. We have a joke almost that it's Littler Italy now, no longer Little Italy, but Littler Italy. And as you can see all along here, these used to be all Italian stores. Bella Ferrara's still here, Ferrara's here.
My favorite part?
Your favorite part?
My stand right here, the feast. You got to say the feast. This is what keeps our traditions alive. This is the 92nd year of the feast. I mean, it's something that, we have to hold on to our culture. And this is the best way to do it right here. I mean, this feast is world known.
It's nice to support your heritage and come down here and show support for our saints and our feast days. We as Italians, we should continue our culture and continue our language as Italian Americans. Learn Italian and learn to continue your heritage and pass it on to all your generation, all your kids, and let your kids know all about us.
I came here for the first time when I was really young with my aunt who lived here at the time. And I had the best bolognese I've ever eaten, and I've never tasted bolognese that's been as good as that one time. And I don't know what restaurant it was here, but there's a sacred space for that for me here.
Just love it that there's still many people that their families have migrated here, and they themselves have been probably the third generation still living in the neighborhood.
How has this festival changed since you guys first started coming here?
All Italians when I was a kid. It's no longer all Italians, it's everybody.
Definitely a lot less Italian here, We've been squeezed out by heavy rents, very high rents and everything else. So it's very hard to make a go of it now as a small business. So, and the flavor of it's changed. A lot of the original stores that were here went out of business, couldn't handle it anymore. And, the thing is, it's been replaced by a lot of those gift shops, which make you lose a lot of the flavor of Little Italy of old.
That I hate to see because it's taking away the whole culture.
We want more Italian people. See, a lot of the Italian people went out. And, if you have that culture, you want to keep it here. So we're trying to bring that back.
I was a Shabbos Goy in Borough Park. Now I'm back over here in Mulberry Street. But I'm also in Brooklyn. We also have our own Little Italy in Brooklyn on 18th Avenue. So we moved back to Brooklyn. You want me to sing too? You put the mic in my face. You want me to sing? I sing like Sinatra too. On the weekends, I'm I'm at Feinstein's on the weekends. State vicina a me pena da sera.
Italia, sanctionata, and beautiful. He love everybody. Thank you. You come in the festival. I love you, everybody.
All right, this was really good, and then the people just started going crazy at the end. Maybe there's a lot of drinking going on there besides the Zeppelis.
The food makes you a little crazy, Brad.
Right,
food makes you a little crazy.
Yeah. All right, so we got, good job, by the way, Belgium Kim.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we got Jody. Whoops, maybe we don't have Jody. I think we have Jody in Somerset, New Jersey. Jody.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Let me start by saying that's the longest commercial I've ever heard in my life.
That wasn't a commercial.
I don't know what it was, but it was so long. I was on here for like 12 hours.
Well, you are now. It was 6 minutes, but I'm giving you my free advice now, so hopefully you can help me.
I'm joking. So my question is, filing for my husband.
Right.
Outside of the country. Just got married, so I'm not even sure if I should send the papers in yet or not.
Wait,
I don't know if that's too fast.
No, why? There's no such thing as too fast. You're not outsmarting the immigration service. You got married to your husband. You want him here. You want to file the day you get married. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, I have other questions also.
What?
Given that it takes a while for him to get his green card, he has a job back home, so he has a government job. So what does he do? Should he
go continue to work at the government job until he gets his green card, and then he'll resign?
Okay, that makes sense. All right, that was my question.
All right, but go file for him, because if you don't file for him, he'll never get here.
I understand, but his government job is very important, so I thought that he could have gotten the green card and then
you can get the green card and come to the United States and then return home. But if he's going to live and work in Jamaica, then don't get the green card, because he's not going to be living here, and you're going to have trouble traveling on a green card on when you're working for the Jamaican government, because you're supposed to be lawfully residing in the United States. Let him just get a visitor's visa and visit you until he's ready to live here.
All right, that makes sense. Okay,
right.
You answered my question. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
All right, so what do we got in terms of questions?
We've got one question from Shanique, who said, I came up with everything they asked for in the I-130 filing, but I can't come up with enough mail to prove that I was living with my husband. What do you think is going to happen?
I think there's a lot of ways to prove you and your husband are living together. So if you don't have mail, there's other ways to prove it.
Rita Ritt has a question. I submit my file in April, did my bio in May. I had to do an updated affidavit of support because the one that was submitted was not for 2018. How long before my work permit comes?
Say again?
Submitted the file in April, did my bio in May. So I had to do an updated affidavit of support because the one that was submitted was not for 2018. So how long before the work permit?
It's going to be 5 months from the time that they received your application.
Bernie has a tough situation. My name's Bernie. I'm in Miami, Florida. My wife entered the U.S. with a B1, B2 in 1996. And then later on, she filed for asylum, which was denied, and she had an order of removal in 2003. Afterwards, she and I got married, and I filed the I-130 petition for her, and it was approved in August of 2008 with a classification visa 201B. After the approval of the relative immigrant petition, my lawyer filed a joint motion to reopen, and that was denied. Now, my wife has TPS since 2011 until July of 2019, but he'd like to know, could he go ahead and do a new motion to reopen? Your response would be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely, you should try a new joint motion. That's your only option.
Okay.
That's it. All right.
That's the whole
we still have a couple more.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Collins, how many times can someone do a change of address?
Every time they change their address, you should do it.
Boom. Done, done.
Done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So last December, you remember Tenny Ostrem and Claire Wernstedt-Lynch?
Yeah.
They appeared on our show just as they were about to go take their journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Just as okay. Just as they were about to take their journey across the southern United States, they were going to walk and hike the entire border. So they did it.
My God.
And why did they do it? To bring attention to the immigration issues that are facing the United States of America. So they completed their hike in May, and they just spoke to me about their hike because we spoke to them before they left.
Yeah.
So let's watch and see how their hike went. Tenny Ostrem and Claire Wernstedt-Lynch appeared on our show several months ago. You may remember that they were taking a journey from California all the way along the border between the United States and Mexico, walking the entire length of the U.S. southern border to understand and bring attention to the issues of immigration in the United States. And they are back with us today to discuss their experience. Welcome, Tenny. Welcome, Claire. You made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
You started all the way on the beach in California, in San Diego. How long did it take you to go along the entire southern border?
1 week shy of 6 months.
Almost 6 months to walk it. And how many states did you go through?
Yeah, so we started in San Diego, went through California first, and Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas for the second half of our trip, and then ended in the Gulf.
The purpose of your trip was to bring attention to the issues going on the border between the United States and Mexico, and also for you to have a learning experience about it as well. What did you learn about immigration that you didn't know before?
I think a lot of the stereotypes that we had were kind of dissolved. So we met people like ranchers who we assumed were maybe conservative, had one viewpoint on border issues, and we started understanding that maybe it's a little more nuanced than that. They, for instance, have a relationship with their land. They have a relationship with anyone who crosses their land. They don't understand maybe why this is such an inflated issue. They've been dealing with a lot of this their entire life.
I also think one of the interesting things we learned was sort of about fears people had. I think if you're not on the border, there's a lot of fears about people. And then when you're on the border, we noticed people had a lot more fears about the natural environment and about rattlesnakes and animals and everything like that. And the people to them were not much of a threat. And if they were, it was always 30 miles downriver or 30 miles farther from here is where it's bad. But here it's pretty safe. And that was sort of a constant refrain we heard along the whole way.
It's amazing that people who live on the border don't think that immigration and people, and border protection and Border Patrol and ICE and, putting up a huge wall and stopping every last human being from coming into the United States of America is as big an issue as people who live in the center of the United States who may never have seen an immigrant and are not living it on a regular basis. Did you meet any migrants along the way?
Yeah, one in the beginning when we talked to you last. Another time, Border Patrol had caught someone and was putting them in the back of their truck. The third time, I ran into someone. I actually was alone. My cell phone had slipped off of my cell phone charger, and I went back to find it and ran into someone, and he was about 20 feet away from me and huddled in a ball and scared to death of me. So I left him alone.
He was more scared of you than you were of him.
Yeah.
Right. Did you try to talk to him, or you kind of just walked away?
No, I felt actually ashamed that I was making a spectacle and left.
Did you bump into Border Patrol besides that one time where you saw them hauling somebody off? Did they give you a problem at all? Did they ever say, hey, let me see your papers?
We saw Border Patrol probably 10 times a day, 5 to 10 times a day, every day. So they were a big part of our trip.
And did they ever ask you to see immigration papers, or they just assume you're an American because you're white?
Yeah, I'd say we had a very different experience with Border Patrol because we were white. They were really very nice to us, very polite, not very interested in what we were doing, and only sort of talked very briefly with us and then let us kind of continue. We were only asked for IDs one time on the trip.
I guess they talked to you, and after 2 or 3 minutes, they heard your accent and moved on, and saw your skin and moved on.
Yeah.
Was that
I would
basically
say
it?
10 seconds.
10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Sometimes not even that. A lot of profiling.
What do you think would have happened if you were Hispanic, born in America, or you were black, born in America, walking along the border? Do you think you would have been treated differently?
Absolutely.
One thing I was really surprised by are there are these blimps that fly at several points along the border, and they survey about 200 miles of the border, and they just sit over these towns, American towns where American citizens live. And that sort of constant surveillance is just a daily part of life in that area. If you're in a city, there's a very heavy militarized presence. The wall is, 20, 30 feet high. There's cameras everywhere. And then as soon as you're maybe 5 miles out of town, that presence disappears, and it feels very remote. You might see a car stationed every once in a while, but you could go miles without seeing anybody.
But certainly the insight that I hear you saying is that the scare tactics of Trump saying that immigrants are flooding our borders and they're destroying our towns. You didn't see that, did you?
Since we had a west-east route and everyone else has a south-north route, we didn't see many people, and the people we did meet it was a safe encounter, and it definitely helped us personally understand what was real, what was in our heads, how Trump plays into our fears, how it's easy to inflate in your own mind fears, and we were not witness to any mass amounts of people crossing the border or terrorizing towns.
Tell us what you learned from your trip that you want everyone to know about that people don't know.
I think that people are really basically good and kind, and that if you approach them with respect and empathy, that's generally what you'll receive in return, and that if you can try and think through your fears and realize that a lot of them might not be real, then you can have really positive interactions with a lot of people in your life.
One of the things for me is just understanding that you can listen to a lot of the politics and you can listen to a lot of the information and the facts and the figures, but also you need to understand that within yourself, you need to learn how to find respect for people if they're treated less.
Tell us exactly where people can find out about your journey and read about what happened day to day in your experiences.
Go visit our blog at walktheborder.com or follow us on Instagram at ClaireTenny.walktheborder. There's also a documentary coming out at some point called Hike the Line. It's a story about our journey.
Well, Tenny and Claire, fabulous job. You really set out to learn and do and advocate and bring attention to an issue. So I commend you, and fabulous job, and thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. All
Thank you, Brad.
So, I don't even know how to say this.
You're so nervous.
I'm very nervous right now.
I see
Brad
you.
Squad.
It's like you're about to propose.
I feel bad. I feel very bad. So, Let me tell you the good news.
Look at him.
He's like so flustered over here.
I'm very flustered about this. I don't like to disappoint people.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like to disappoint people. So let me tell you the good news. Okay? I'll tell you some good news.
Ready.
All right? The sun will shine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow
the sun.
There'll be sun.
Right.
Yes.
It's going to come out tomorrow.
Right.
That's a song, by the way.
Yes.
Is it? I didn't even realize it.
Yes.
That's why you're Broadway.
Also, it's a hard knock life for us.
for us.
It's a very hard knock life for us.
Yeah. Instead of treated, we get kicked.
Kicked, right.
So.
Yes.
It's amazing how much of these lyrics we know. Who knew we were so familiar with the Annie soundtrack?
Quite frankly, earlier today I came in and Jill yelled at me. She said the studio better shine like the top of the Chrysler building. That's also from
That's also from.
Yes,
that's
Eddie.
also.
Okay, so so it's my birthday.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
It's not any birthday.
No.
It is not any birthday.
Monumental birthday.
It is not any birthday.
It's a big one, as we say in the South.
What?
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
A big.
It's a big one. And Lisa Blink wants to go, is my full Jewish or half Jewish? These comments that come in.
I don't know, Brad.
Yeah, I'm 99% Jewish. I told everybody what I
Half
was.
Jewish, half Italian.
No. I am 99% Ashkenazi Jewish.
Yeah.
Which is European Jewish.
Yeah.
I took my spit in the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Spit in the thing.
So when they say, Jewish, it's not just a religion, it's an actual heritage.
Yes.
Right. They say
An
you
ethnicity.
are ethnicity. You're Ashkenazi Jewish, which is European Jewish.
Okay.
All right. So there's a DNA for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm 1%
Yeah.
Yakut,
Yakut.
which is an Asian Eskimo. So, the joke is now that apparently, back in like the 15th century, there was some Asian Eskimo came into the shtetl, and stooped grandma or something, So somehow I got that, 1%.
You think grandma was the cougar?
No, it's like great grandma.
Yeah.
Right, like the Eskimo came in and it's like, I'm on my way back to my Eskimo village, gonna stay here for the night, and it was like a one-night stand.
Damn.
Back in the 15th century.
Wow, that is juicy.
That is, yeah. So it is my 50th birthday.
Yeah.
I am surprised I made it this far. Hopefully I'll make it further.
Yes,
After this summer.
Yes.
This summer was quite a hectic medical summer for me, and people saw that I was on, off the air. I had my gallbladder.
Your gallbladder.
Mm-hmm.
I had my knee, which is still ongoing. If anybody sees, I'm literally walking around and still a brace.
Yeah.
People don't believe me. I can't reach it, but it's there. Trust me.
It's like a Forrest Gump brace.
It's like a Forrest Gump brace, and I'm gonna start, breaking, running, and then break right out of it. But not yet. So it is my 50th birthday. So I decided to treat myself.
Treat yourself.
Treat myself.
Yep.
Jonathan is dying right now because he's gonna wait. I decided.
This is the slowest.
I feel so bad. I don't want to.
Let it out. Let them know.
All right, I won't be here for 2 weeks because I'm going away on my birthday. I said it. I said it.
How long did you say, Brad?
I said 2 weeks. I said it.
Damn.
I am going to Italy. It is my 50th birthday.
Aww.
So
you deserve it, though.
You so deserve this,
But
Brad.
then I will be back in October. Mm-hmm. I will only miss, unless, God forbid, there's a medical situation.
Right.
There are 2 days in October where I have to go see my kids for Parents Visiting Day at their schools.
Fair.
But other than that, we will be live every day, Monday through Friday, all the way through Thanksgiving. But for these next 2 weeks, why don't I invite the Brad Squad with me? Natalie Nichols
to come
goes,
and pamper you.
Why go to Italy? Just go to a strip club. Natalie, I did think of strip club over Italy.
It's true.
It was very, very true. I was starting to read Stormy Daniels' book, and I'm saying, wow, maybe I should go to a strip club instead. And then I saw Kim at the San Gennaro Festival, and I said Italy.
Italy. It had to be Italy.
Had to be Italy.
She just narrowly edged out Stormy Daniels' bosom.
Ma Duke's birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
September 25th. Happy birthday, Ma Dukes.
Oh, happy
2
birthday.
days older than me. She will also, I don't want to say what her, I guess she's announcing it to everybody that I am too. Oh, no, her birthday's the 29th. Oh, no, she's the 25th.
She's the 25th.
2 days older
and
than me.
Tamika, I believe, is the 29th.
Tamika's the 29th.
Yeah.
That's us Libras at the end of September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My
I'm going to
dad's
tell you.
is tomorrow, the
All right,
21st.
So Tamika and Ma Dukes, I know you're a little like me, a little cuckoo like me, right?
Yeah.
Everybody whose birthday, not a lot cuckoo.
No.
Just a little
Just
bit.
a little
The
cuckoo.
right amount of
a right amount of cuckoo.
The glimmer of cuckoo.
A glimmer
in the
of
eye.
cuckoo.
Yeah.
Okay, a glimmer of cuckoo. So I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I will be back in 2 weeks. Tomorrow we're going to have a pop-up show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fly out.
Whew.
And then I will be back in 2 weeks. And happy birthday, Tamika. We will miss Tamika's birthday. Happy birthday, Ma Dukes. My birthday is September 27th.
Yes.
I will turn 50 years old.
Whew.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta be honest. I know Brad Squad's gonna be angry about this, but I feel like we're all gonna get.
And I want you to know, I was terrified to tell them.
We were
Jill
brainstorming.
is like, tell them at the beginning of the show. I go, I can't tell them at the beginning of the show. They'll kill me.
They'll be riots.
Yes, they're gonna be like,
Woo,
you ever,
I'm not smiling
like
right
you ever
now.
see like those movies, like in the Middle Ages where like.
The
villagers would come and they would put up the ladder. They start climbing up the
Yes,
wall, and then there's people on the top, like throwing like oil on them.
That's us at the top.
I'm thinking like the Brad Squad's coming up to the side of the building here.
Paul, relax. We need more arrows over here. That's gonna be great, Brad.
Yes.
You're gonna miss one hell of a good time.
Yes. But you know what? I think we're gonna do, Jonathan.
What's up?
I can pop up from anywhere in the world.
Uh-oh.
So, sometime next week from Italy, I will pop up from Italy, and I'm visiting 3 places. I'm visiting Sicily, I'm visiting Florence, and I'm visiting Venice.
Nice.
3 places I have never been in my life.
Wow.
Yes.
You are in for a treat.
Right.
That's
So I said it's my
exciting.
50th birthday. I am in for a treat.
Very exciting.
And what I will do is we will pop up next week
Yeah.
from wherever I may be in my travels in Italy.
Oh my God.
So if you do subscribe to YouTube, you'll see the pop-up from Italy.
Yeah.
My God.
Right. You thought you enjoyed Kim at the San Gennaro Fair. Wait until you see me at the fair in Italy.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
Authentic
The authentic stuff.
That's true.
I can pop up on my phone too, right?
You absolutely can.
Yes.
You know what else you can do though?
What can I
you
do?
could send a crew with you.
No, there'll be no crew with me. No crew.
No.
I need a vacation.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
No, sorry. Yeah.
You earned it.
We're actually fun to
earned
hang
it.
out with.
Right.
and
Meanwhile,
chat with.
Deion Watson's going to DR for 3 weeks.
Whoa.
Come on, Deion. 2 weeks is more than.
That was.
Yeah.
Are you getting on Deion about the length of her
Yes.
vacation right now, Brad? No.
Yeah. So happy birthday to everybody whose birthday is at the end of September, including myself. Barbara Lord says, do not pop up in my underwear. I will not be popping up in my underwear, but if I do, it will only be from the waist up.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Will not be. So I guess she doesn't want.
Drinking some
I
Italian
guess she doesn't want
wine.
to see me in my birthday suit.
And no, that wasn't Denisha who said that.
No, Denisha's just sending angry faces.
Yeah.
right
Denisha's
now.
angry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is she so angry?
She's a little heartbroken.
Why?
Well, because you're gonna
yeah.
be
I'm gonna be away.
gallivanting.
Her mans is
Yeah,
leaving.
her man's is leaving. Man.
But you know what? I feel 30.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I feel 30.
That's amazing.
You look 30.
I don't look 30.
You
but
look
I feel
35.
Well, I think I'd look maybe 40, 45. I can pass.
I would have guessed somewhere in your early 40s. I was
Yeah.
surprised when you told me this year that you were turning 50.
50.
That's a big one.
Yes, and Carol's going to go with me next time.
Oh my God. You know what?
What?
Denisha, you're really making an enemy out of Denisha right now. Your next Italy trip, you just invited Carol?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so what do we have? Comments of the day.
Okay, we don't have just a couple more questions. Can we sneak
Let's
them
go
in?
on quickly.
Donette said, Brad, is the 130A only for spouses?
Yes.
Lindo says, Brad, is the forms revised since July 2017?
No, there should be more closer revised forms.
Donette has a checklist of forms that she submitted for her stepchild living in the States. He's 18 years old. She wants to make sure she's not missing anything. She filed the I-130, the 485, the 765, the 131, and the 864.
You got it.
Hey.
Casey General says, what cutoff dates are being processed now?
For what? Sorry.
Need more details?
I have a general idea. She wants to know what the visa bulletin looks like.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right, so she wants me to Google visa bulletin, and she wants me to go to the visa bulletin and literally read it.
Yeah.
Literally read it. And unmarried children of U.S. citizens, June 1st, 2011. Spouses of permanent residents, August 22nd, 2016. Unmarried children of permanent residents, November 22nd, 2011. Married children of U.S. citizens, June 15th, 2006. Brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, February 15th, 2005. If you're from China, India, Mexico, or Philippines, those dates are different.
Got it.
Farida said, my spouse filed for my I-485 in New York City on September 11th, 2017. I got my work permit, which is expiring November 17th of this year, but we're still waiting for an interview. What do you do to keep your work permit alive in the case we don't get interviewed? I'm just afraid that we're going to
refile a new one 120 days before the expiration.
Are they going to have to pay
Yes.
the fee again?
Yes.
That's what they wanted. And that's
it.
All right, comments of the day.
Comments of the day. Our very first one is from Malia Loban Martin, who has a very clear solution to the problem, to our Donald Trump penis problem, unfortunately.
What is the clear
She's
solution?
never eaten mushrooms again, Brad. She said, I will never
Just stay
eat
away from mushrooms again.
Never eat mushrooms
Yes.
again. We have Danny Contrera. I'm kind of
That's
on board.
actually funny.
I have Danny Contrera, who said, always said it, best show in America.
I like it.
Hey. And then finally, we've got Princess Black, who watches the show live and then says, for real, I even watch the recaps every day at work when I'm bored.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
Queen.
By the way, Denisha Castillo,
Yeah.
one of the things that are in discussion is that we're going to take Bradshaw live on the road, maybe. Maybe we'll pop up in Trinidad, but we're definitely going to take it on the road. Yes.
Listen.
From your lips, Brad.
We're starting in Hartford in October.
Okay.
We'll do slowly.
Crazy road trip.
Crazy road trip. You're right. Jonathan, you're going to drive us all up there.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Okay, going to Hartford, y'all.
Hartford, but we'll start slowly.
Yep.
And then we'll go from there.
Woo,
So we are going to be doing road trips
Yeah.
in a city and country near you soon. So stay tuned. All right. With that said, everybody, we'll pop up tomorrow. Have a great night. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?